I'll have you know, you will find no higher quality frost juniper tea than this. I believe I'm asking a fair price. I use spatial magic to reach the Ariat Plateau, a formidable tundra many dare not travel, just to hand-select the finest specimens to be dried and cured in a special shack somewhere in the Dalgur Oasis. I of course use illusion magic to keep it hidden from thieves, but you see the utmost care is put into my teas, and you will find them to be beyond satisfactory. Now there is one thing you must know about these teas, so...
Oh, hey guys. I was just browsing my tea cabinet looking for something to drink. Well, as you may know, I'm Natural Wizard, and welcome back to my channel. And for those of you that don't know, my upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for today's video, we will be taking another look at r/idontworkherelady. Also, in most of these stories today, there seems to be an ongoing theme of Wal-Mart, with an exception of, I believe, one wholesome story. So everybody, go ahead and equip your listening ears, and let's begin. Alrighty, this first one is titled, I'm not a cop, lady. I'm not even a real security guard. I don't work here, and neither does he. For preface, I'm a glorified receptionist with a badge and a uniform. My title is technically a security guard, but I don't consider myself one. I work at a call center, and I monitor employees to make sure they have their badges to get in and out of the building. That is the entirety of my job. I had no training in anything remotely security related. I don't handle conflicts, I can't fight, heck, I'm not even allowed to lay a hand on anyone while in uniform. For more information, I'm a young woman, early 20s working through college, and a bit heavy-set. I'm also very short, and my uniform is 2 or 3 sizes too big. I in no means look professional, intimidating, or like I have any sort of authoritative power. Now with the event. This happened at the lovely superstore known for blue colors, Wally World. I got off work at midnight, and as my workplace is right next to this location that is open 24 hours, I decided to get a snack on my way home. I was browsing the snack aisle, which was also the aisle with alcohol, and debating going hungry because rent is due soon, and I really don't need a snack this late, when I happened to witness another I don't work here encounter going on just down the aisle. The lady accosting the poor man down the aisle was definitely not a Karen. She looked like the trashiest of white trash, and was wearing pajama bottoms and a very dirty tank top that used to be white. She was yelling at some poor guy, apparently demanding he get another case of beer that happened to be out of stock from the back. The dude just happened to be wearing a blue shirt, but it was covered in Greek letters from a fraternity I know of. This is a college town. I'm pretty sure I've even seen this guy on campus a few times. He was being pretty polite, considering how she was acting.
Lady, back off. I told you I don't work here.
Don't effing lie to me. I saw you putting stuff away. Go get my beer.
Are you deaf or just stupid, lady? Find someone else.
It was getting really loud, and I was trying not to get involved. I was tired and hungry and just wanted some chips. The guy was trying to get her to leave him alone, and he was trying to walk away and leave the situation. A wise move. But the lady was having none of it. She grabbed him with a loud scream of anger. He obviously was surprised by this, and he quickly yanked his arm out of her grip. But that made her stumble, and she fell on her butt. The next thing I know, she's shouting at me, who was all the way down the aisle.
He just assaulted me. Do something.
I'm not sure what you want me to do.
Effing arrest him.
I'm not a police officer.
You're security. Do your effing job.
I don't work here, lady. And for most of you that couldn't figure out what that was supposed to be incomprehensible sounds of screaming and outrage. I guess by this point all the noise had gotten the attention of the manager, who came running. The lady demanded the frat guy be fired and arrested for assault. The frat guy is telling his side of the story as much as he can with the lady screaming at everyone. And of course, the manager wasn't sure what to do. He looks at me.
So what do you need from me?
What?
She says she was assaulted, and he says he was. Do you need to review our footage?
I'm not a cop.
But your uniform
says security on the back and the name of the company I work for right here. It's in nice big letters on my front shirt pocket.
So...
Clearly didn't get it.
Dude, she's not a cop, just a guard at company name. Leave her alone.
Obviously he lurks his threat enough to understand.
Oh, sorry.
I still don't think he understood. He ends up taking the frat guy and screaming lady into the office to calm down and look over the tapes. I'm not sure what happened after that. Pretty sure the frat guy got off clean, since she grabbed him and he just pulled away. I was done with the world by that point and grabbed a tub of ice cream instead, then went home swearing to never go to Wally World at midnight ever again. Seems like a pretty typical midnight Walmart adventure experience. Just going to get some chips and dip. But what do you know, there's a drunk lady on aisle 4 screaming at everybody trying to get some beer. But you know, Wally World after dark is a strange, strange place. Anywho, let's move on to the next post, shall we? It is another Walmart themed post titled, Kroger is not owned by Walmart. Background, I used to work at a Kroger, which is essentially like a fancy version of Walmart. Sometimes I shop at Kroger because I get a really good discount for being an employee, but typically it's expensive so I don't usually go there. I go to Walmart. Story time. So one night I finished my shift at the Kroger deli and actually got out on time because we were decently staffed for once. My uniform was a dark blue shirt with our logo, khakis, and a boar's head apron. Our main product was boar's head. Rather than spend over $50 on the few things I needed, I decided to go a mile up the road to the Walmart. I didn't even take off my apron because I just didn't give a damn. I walked into Walmart still in my uniform and grabbed a cart. I was browsing by the bakery because I have an enormous sweet tooth and like to buy little cakes and such. As I'm stopped to look at the cake, an older man, probably middle-aged, stopped by me and aggressively tried to take my cart. I was rather shocked and yanked it back. I am using this cart, sir.
You're an employee. You don't need a cart anyways.
I'm not an employee though. I'm a customer like you, and I'm using this cart. Please get your own.
Stop lying. You work here. You're dressed just like the other employees.
I was quite fed up with him by this point, so I pointed directly at my name tag, which has a Kroger logo on it. What does this say?
Kroger?
Yeah, and are we in a Kroger right now?
Walmart owns Kroger. You're really just a Walmart employee. Now give me this cart. You're working.
Laughing hysterically. Walmart does not own Kroger. They're a competitor. Now let go and leave me alone.
How rude. I'll have you fired for this. Get me the manager.
I kept on walking, but he blocked my way and motioned for one of the deli clerks nearby to come over.
Can I help? Is something wrong?
Yes, this employee is being rude and disrespectful. I want the manager now.
Sir, she doesn't work here. She works for Kroger. This isn't Kroger. Clearly upset that no one will take his bullcrap, he stormed away. I continued my shopping without incident, but I did see him by the front screaming at a manager and pointing at me. The manager was just shaking her head and making eye contact with me as I walked by. Okay, what the hell? This guy's like,
I'm above getting a shopping cart before I go in. I have to take it from customers or else I'm not satisfied. Oh, but wait. This one looks like an employee. Even better. Now I can assert my dominance as the ultimate Walmart shopper by taking this shopping cart from that employee. Oh, victory will be mine. Nothing will get in my way.
Too bad they just told you to screw off and you couldn't do anything about it because you're in Walmart. So, get your own shopping cart, buddy. Okay, this next post is brought to you by some makeup store drama. And it is titled, No, I Can't Check You Out Because I Don't Work Here. So, a little backstory. I'm a makeup addict, so I spend a lot of time and money at my local Ulta Beauty. I also wear all black a lot, and for those of you who don't know, black and orange is the dress code for Ulta employees. Since I am in there a lot, I know a lot of the employees there, and am friendly with them on a regular basis. I also happen to be wearing a very overdramatic makeup look, also a welcomed part of being an employee of Ulta, on this day and was browsing for something specific I don't remember now. I was browsing in the high-end section of the store, swatching some liquid lipsticks, I think. A slightly Karen-type lady comes up to me and asks if I can show her some eyeshadow palettes. I realize that she has mistaken me for an employee, but since I have good knowledge of makeup and the layout of the store, I offered to help her and inform her that even though I'm not an employee, I'd be happy to show her some palettes I love to use personally. The following conversation happens.
Can you still help me though?
Oh yes, of course, I'd be glad to help. I just don't work here, so I can't check you out or anything.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
I proceeded to ask her what colors she usually used for eyeshadow, and show her a few high-end and drugstore palettes, and expressed my liking for these palettes. She chose one, no I don't remember which one, and seemed very happy with what I had showed her. I told her that she would have to get in line to check out, and I was happy to be able to help her. She asked why I couldn't just ring her up, and I reminded her that I wasn't an employee here. The following conversation happened.
Well, you've helped me so much now. Why would you help me if you don't work here?
Ma'am, I told you in the beginning of this I don't work here, but that I was happy to help you anyway.
Well, you look like you work here.
I'm sorry, but I don't. You'll have to get in line to pay. At this point, an employee who I know noticed what was happening and came over. I explained what was happening and how I had helped her find an eyeshadow palette. The employee says that yes, I don't work here, and she would need to get in line to check out. The lady tried arguing with her and saying things like, I shouldn't help people if I don't work there. She was being nice and helping you with finding a product. One of us would have done the same thing, ma'am.
Well, frankly, I think she should be kicked out for fraud.
Ma'am, we can't do that as she hasn't taken any money from you or the company. She was just helping. Lady continues to argue until finally giving up and getting in the now even longer line. Later, my employee friend gave me one of the free gift with purchase little samples for the trouble when I checked out. Needless to say, just be nice to people. Wow, lady. This girl helps you pick out makeup after telling you she's not an employee,
but she should be kicked out for fraud.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way, but at the same time, I'm not exactly sure how your brain works either.
Oh, what? She won't ring me up even though she's not an employee? She must be a fraud.
Okay, I think it's about time for that wholesome post I was talking about. It is called, I don't work here, but I can still make a recommendation. There's a local used bookstore a few blocks from my house that I visit every so often. Quaint is perhaps a word that comes to mind. It's a converted house filled with books, and so the shelf layout in some rooms can be a bit odd. There's also not enough room for all the books, so they're often stacked vertically, double deep, like there's an entirely different row of books hidden behind the front row of books. I'm a sci-fi fan, and the sci-fi room is around a couple of corners tucked away in the back, so I'll often get lost in there reading and see no one for many minutes. This particular day I hadn't been in for a while, so I was methodically pulling out the first row of books to see what was behind them, checking for any of my favorite authors, and then replacing the first row. At one point, an older couple came in, but they were browsing behind me, and so I went back to what I was doing. I had worked my way through the end of the Z's and was into the anthologies, and they were on shelves that were over the doorway such that I couldn't reach them. Now, I'm a tall dude, but even I needed help. So I grabbed a little step stool that was floating around the room and kept up my routine of pull a row, look at the titles and back, replace the front row. The man cleared his throat and said,
Excuse me, good sir, do you have this book?
I think it was some Elizabeth Moon, but I don't remember for sure. I turned around and looked at him, and stepped down off the step stool. I'm not sure. I was looking through that section a little bit ago. Let's check. I went to the section that the book he was asking for would have been in, and pulled a couple of rows out to double check. Doesn't look like it. Were you looking for that in particular on a recommendation, or...? Now, I realized that my phrasing sounded like somebody who works there, not helping dispel the impression. I'm usually dressed in a collared shirt and jeans regardless of what I'm doing, and I try to move with confidence. I even know this bookstore pretty well, so I could reach the section I knew he was asking about with ease. I'm also someone who knows the value of helping people, and don't mind being asked questions. And I love talking about books, or anything else that I know about. Sharing knowledge is awesome. So I didn't even realize that he thought I worked there. I just sort of assumed he was asking a human-to-human question. Thus, my question to him kicked off a 10-minute conversation about books to read. I was on a female author, soft sci-fi kick at the time, and this was right around when Ursula K. Le Guin died. Since she had lived in my town up to her death, and because she's an awesome writer, I recommended a couple of her books, namely The Lathe of Heaven and The Dispossessed. I also suggested Breyer by Lois McCaster Bujold, and for fantasy since he was asking, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It was only at the end of this that he asked me something that only an employee would know or could help him with, and I realized that they both thought I worked there. The pieces clicked. I just chuckled a little. Oh, I don't actually work here, but if you head up front I'm sure they could help you out with that. They were instantly apologetic and all.
Oh, we're so sorry we thought you worked here. We didn't mean to take your time. Why did you even answer?
Why not? I love talking about books. I had some free time. Hope you enjoy those. Have a great day. And I smiled as I put the step stool away and went home. And then everyone in the bookstore started clapping. No, seriously though, that was pretty nice. People in bookstores are usually kind-hearted. With the exception of the Karen looking for her Tony Robbins motivational book.
Oh, I just need a little bit more encouragement to be able to demand for a manager more aggressively. Oh, and if you don't find me that book right away, I'm gonna have to get you arrested for assault, okay?
Alrighty, this last post will carry on the Wal-Mart theme, with the title being, Got told I can't shop at Wal-Mart if I work there. I don't work at Wal-Mart. This happened about last year when Wal-Mart employees in my area still had to wear blue shirts to work. I was wearing a blue shirt and shopping in the electronics department. I picked up an expensive gaming headset for my son that was the last on the peg, and for some reason the peg security lock wasn't locked. As I'm reading its features, a woman approaches me.
Excuse me, that's the one I'm looking for.
And she holds out her hand. I look at her confused. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna buy this for my son. If you ask, they might have more in the back. She gets angry.
Hey, I'm a customer. You can't just take stuff off the shelf customers want to buy.
It clicks. She doesn't know I'm here as a customer too. Ma'am, I don't work in this store. I'm shopping.
And now you're stealing and lying. Where's the manager? I want you fired.
At this point, an actual employee hears what's going on and comes over to see who needs help. I'm fired apparently, I say. The guy, whom I know because this is my usual store, and I shop here all the time, in the game section, pauses.
But you don't work here.
Nope. I hold the headset out to him. Ring me up, would you? I didn't bother to see how the woman reacted.
Ah, damn, my guy. If only you would have bothered to see how she reacted. That would have made the story way better.
I guess I'll just have to imagine her standing there, jaw to the floor, eye twitching ferociously, with foam starting to form in the corner of her mouth. Or maybe even flinging herself into a merchandise rack, pretending to just have been attacked.
Either way, I'm willing to bet she was not very happy. But I think I'm going to end it here.
I hope you enjoyed today's version of I Don't Work Here Lady. There will surely be more in the future because they're pretty fun to make. Now for a bit of an update, the collaboration video I did with Madame Macabre for her channel was uploaded a little bit late, so that is up now if you were wondering what happened to that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me, and as always,
Don't forget your tea before you go.